Hi, it's Nicola Bird here. In this What's Not in the Book video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about if there's one thing I would diagnose people with when I speak to them, people who get in touch with me because they want to become a client or because they want to find out more about this understanding, or I might be speaking to someone at a dinner party or a friend of a friend who's got in touch and they start to tell me a little bit about what's going on with them and their experience of anxiety. 99.9% of the time, all that's going on is this huge amount of busy overthinking. That their thoughts are going so fast that you can hear it in people's language, right? You can hear the pace of their thought in their language. It's like, well, I need to do this, and then I did this, and then she said that, but then this happened, and then that happened, and then let me tell you about this, and then that happened, and when this happened, then this, and then I felt like this, and then this happened, and then this. And it's like so many piles and layers of thinking, right? From thinking, piles of it. And as I listen to someone share their story, what comes to mind is, no wonder you're stressed out, right? No wonder you're feeling exhausted. No wonder that the whole thing is set up in your mind like a battle against anxiety. You're living in a pile of really busy-minded thought, and it feels painful. And you think your anxiety and stress is coming from the world outside of you. You think it's being caused by something other than this busy whirring thinking that you've got coming on, right? You think there's this thing called anxiety that's come to visit you, and you think it's coming from your boss or your parents or your kids or your workplace or your upcoming holiday or whatever. And whatever it is for you, right? Your health, your fear of dying, your fear of being sick, your fear of spiders, your whatever. It doesn't matter what your thing is, right? But because really all that's going on is the suffering that you're experiencing. It's just this huge mass of thought, right? So it's like having two radios on, like headphones on, playing full blast the worst music you can possibly imagine. In fact, it's like playing hip hop in one ear and opera right in the other, right? So sorry, no offense if you're really into those kinds of music, but that's just like the worst I could imagine. Like the volume is there, like it's going rah 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 like all day, right? And chances are for most of you all night as well, right? And then you show up to me and you say, yeah, but it's my boss and they're really annoying me, and it's my workplace and it's really stressing me out. And my job is to point out that that's not true. My job is to point out and mention, do you know you've got two radios clamped to both ears playing full blast, right? And you're believing the content of everything that's coming out of those radios, right? All you can hear, regardless of what the content is, but all you can hear is this huge amount of noise going rah, 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 and trying to sift through it, trying to understand it, trying to get information from it. And you have no idea that that's all that's going on. So when I first heard about this, I had no idea that I had a busy mind, that I was overthinking. And when it was pointed out to me, it took me a few moments, but it was, oh, I think you're right. I think that does describe my experience, because I was walking around like a fish in water, right? I had no idea of the speed and the pace and the velocity and the loudness of my own thinking. It was just my normal. And it's not natural. It's not how human beings are designed to function. The human beings you see when you look around you, probably your husband or your wife, because somehow us anxious folks seem to be able to marry pretty chilled out people most of the time, that, we look at them and we go, wow, they're not suffering. But if you look, and you can pick the example of anyone, I mean, you can pick your dog actually, or your cat, and you can tell from looking at them and experiencing them, it's almost like there's a same pace of thought, as much as you can tell that in your dog, right? They're thinking isn't speeded up like this, and they're not always thinking, what if this, what if that, what if the other, maybe I have to do this tomorrow, what if I have to do that later, what if it happens again. Instead, they're just here now in life, and they might have a thought occurring about what they're actually doing in this moment. Like right here, right now, I'm here with you in this moment recording this video. Right? In the old days, I don't know if I'd be recording this video, but I'd be recording this when I'm thinking about, you know, what's for lunch? What if I get a migraine now? What if I have a panic attack now? Or I think my toes are going funny. I think, what if I have to start the video again? And what if I wouldn't actually be here now. Now, the difference between the anxious, no wonder that's an anxious experience, and the quieter place I find myself in so much more of the time, it's just like worlds apart. It's like, it is literally like living in a different world. It's like the radio's been removed. Does it come back occasionally? Of course, you know, I'm a human being, so of course. But for me, it's like somebody took the headphones off. It's so quiet in here compared to the old days, I can't tell you. And how does that happen? I think I share in the book that when I saw, like, not this, busy, 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 and I tried to start to make my mind be quiet, I started to try and sit quietly in a chair. I started to try and consciously slow down my thinking. I tried meditation, I tried yoga, I tried running, I tried not acting on all the thoughts, I tried writing them down to get them out of my head. I tried all these strategies and techniques to try and just quieten down that noise. So first of all, like I said, I didn't even know there was any noise. It was just my normal. Then someone, like I'm pointing out to you, someone pointed out to me, geez, there's a lot of noise in your head. And suddenly I saw it. And it was really, suddenly it was right in my face, like really obvious and painful. I was kind of more aware of it, almost got worse, right? And I was like, I want this gone. When I suddenly saw that that was the root of everything I was struggling with, was all a symptom of a busy mind, I just wanted it gone. I wanted to deal with that. And I tried all these things to make it be gone. And all of them actually just added more and more noise into the system. And eventually I gave up trying. And over time, as I've continued to explore, it's kind of doing it a disservice, but I want to say it's like a byproduct of this understanding, where our experience comes from, who we really are underneath all of this. And as that starts to awaken in us, right, the peace of mind that we are starts to awaken in us, and we have a deeper understanding of that, this just starts to dissolve all on its own without me having to directly do anything about it. And I share that with you today mainly because I want you to know what's possible as a result of this conversation, what's on offer here. The direction I'm pointing you to in the book, it's like from this to quiet. It's such a relief, so nice. And I want you to know that's possible, because I was one of the most busy-minded, fastest thinking people you can imagine. And there's a direct correlation between that and anxiety. In fact, anxiety is that, right? And as the understanding permeated my bones, a quietening occurred that was nothing to do with me, but everything to do with this understanding waking up within me. I guess this video is just to show you what's possible. It's so much nicer over here. It's so much more relaxing. It's so much easier to sleep. It's so much more easy to be present with my kids. It's so much more easy to be inspired. It's actually so much more easy to react if a danger does occur, right? Because we're not so caught in our heads. It's so much more easy to function on a day-to-day level. It's easier to watch TV, as you can actually focus for more than 3 seconds on what's going on in front of your eyes. chances are, if you're here and you're at the start of your journey, the only diagnosis you need is massive overthinking, right? Massive, loud, busy overthinking. And if you recognize yourself in that, I'd love it if you'd share it with me in whichever way, like email, Facebook group, you know, whatever way we've got set up for you to do that with me now. So I hope this video really has brought you hope about a whole different way of living and about being in the world, about a whole different experience that's on offer inside your own mind.